Yes, let's see who joins in. Hi Ankush. Thank you for joining. I'm just gonna wait for people to join in for a moment. Hi Premal, thank you for joining in. Thank you. Hi. So I'm just gonna wait. Welcome guys to my second live today. I'm just gonna wait for a moment before we start. Let's see if people can join in. So this is a challenge I picked up a couple of years ago, and finally I'm doing this again after 2 years, and this time it's live. Do one thing you fear every day for 1 week challenge, and for me it has been to go live. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait who joins in. Yes, hi Simone, thank you for joining. Yeah, it's a little tricky to balance the Indian time versus the Belgian time, and it's a Saturday. So thank you guys for joining. Hi. Um, yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm going to start a little bit. Do one thing you fear every day for 1 week challenge. The aim was to pick one thing you fear and start doing it anyways for the next 7 days. And then find out if the fear still lingers. So today's topic I picked up, yes, hi, Diamond to Die For. Thank you for joining. Yes, the topic is basically the thing is that this is a challenge. 1 week we pick up one thing we fear in our life and we start doing it irrespective of it, and we join in this challenge. So for me it has been, this is day 2 of do one thing you fear every day. For me, I picked up the challenge of doing Insta lives because I fear doing that the most, and finally I've gathered enough courage and challenged myself to go live every day at this time. And so every day I'm going to remind everybody to join me on Insta story. So the agenda is that hopefully people will join, and every day I will pick up a topic. For me, it's going to be something about Disney because that's how it had started. And then, yeah, talk about it, and then see wherein you can relate to it. And if you can, how do I say this? Really come up something if it helps you in your life. So I think I'm just gonna start it anyways because I have no patience left. So first of all, if Ankush, if you would share anything with us, if you have any fears and that you would like to transform or overcome in your life, um, if you want to share with us, anybody, Simone, Diamond to Die For, I would appreciate. If not, I'm gonna just jump right in, and I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna talk about how the first day went yesterday, what the fears were, and then that is why I chose this topic of courage makes you stronger, because eventually it is the courage that will make you do all the things that you want to do in your life despite all the fears. And then I'm going to ask you, if you in your life experiences, if you've had any experiences in your life where you had to step up your courage. So this is how we are going to begin. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna start and then you see. By the end of it, share your comments, share your things. So first of all, the fear that had me questioning myself yesterday was, why did I start this challenge out of the blue suddenly after 2 years? That was the big fear. And I realized that back then it was on my this series is on my Disney account, and I'm gonna do an Insta guide on it for everybody to see it later on. But I wanted to do it live back then, but I didn't have the courage to do it. So what I did was I recorded the video and then uploaded it, so it gave me enough time in private to practice and make all the mistakes and then upload it. And this was something because I had never done all this in my life, and Meaning it was unknown to me. I was venturing into the unknown, and that's where I realized this fear was entirely the fear of the unknown. Um, and for me, it has been public speaking, and more so going Insta live, and that is something I wanted to challenge myself to really go online after being on Instagram for almost 3 years with this Walk With Me account. I thought it was just time to do this, and uh, this was a perfect time because this is when I had started the series back then. So even though I've spoken before an audience before during my exchange student days, I always knew the crowd that I'm speaking to. I always knew what was expected of me. I had enough time to prepare, practice, and bottom line, I knew. So the whole thing is that I knew there were some known elements to it. Even though there was fear, there were known elements. So I didn't mind speaking in front of an audience. But this, and I enjoyed it also, but this was something, this Insta live is so scary, for me at least, initially right now, that I had no idea. I have no idea who's going to show up, if at all. I have no idea who's going to show up. I don't know the people personally. The crowd I'm speaking to, will they like it? What I have to offer, will they? Hi Dia, thank you for joining. Worst of all, what if no one joins and I'm the only one speaking, so all this is like, what if they judge me, all this is fear talking. Now this is fear talking, non-stop, and this is where most of us would paralyze ourselves in whatever area of our life. For me, this is Insta life. For us, it's when fear speaks, we freeze, kind of. And that is when I ask myself, how am I going to turn this around into courage? Because right now, if it's fear speaking, how am I going to turn the tables around? And for that, I need to understand the fear itself. Why, and where is this fear coming from? So, hi Daksha, thank you for joining. So this fear that I'm talking, or for all those who join later, it's just day 2 of do one thing you fear every day for 1 week challenge. You pick up one fear that you fear and then you challenge yourself to doing it for next 7 days. Yeah. So I was talking about this fear of the unknown, and when fear speaks, we freeze, we get weakened. But if we are able to turn this around into courage, now when courage speaks, the courage would speak something like this instead. Like, what if a lot of people show up? Now what am I going to do? What if a lot of people join me on this high design lifestyle? Thank you for joining me. So what if a lot of people, that's courage talking. What if a lot of people start joining me? Now what? Now what if they start listening to what I have to say? What if they are interested? This is courage speaking. Suddenly the tables have turned, because now you're going to have to think differently. The ball game has changed. You know what I mean? And that's when I realized that when fear, this was what I had to tackle with this Insta live that I had, because that was stepping up my game. That was leveling up what I really want to do in life. And I realized that fears have their place in our life. The reason is that we have no idea what it's going to be like. Naturally there's fear when we are entering into the unknown, and fear is not as bad as we make it out to be. It is not a villain. Its job is to keep us safe in our life. Its job is to keep us safe and secure, and it's like a warning mechanism within. It warns us that, hello, danger zone, you are stepping out of your known zone, your unknown, you're stepping into the unknown territory, and this unknown territory is personal to each one of us. And that is the reason fear speaks differently in our minds. It conjures up potential dangers. Hi here, Amishi, thank you very much for joining. So welcome to day 2. I've already begun with the topic for today, which is courage makes you stronger. And I've already been speaking about how the fear of the unknown keeps us at bay, keeps us guarded and safeguarded, to be honest. So we have no idea fear, where is our fear going to lead. And rightly so, we must acknowledge, we must understand where these fears come from, for that is when we have the power to now turn it around into courage. So when you have no experience, you're entering an unknown territory. You have the probabilities, the mind will create what all can go wrong, what are the potential dangers of it, so to prepare us for the pitfalls. It creates all this, and it is personal to each one of us, and that is why this is an internal battle, an internal fight, so to speak. So sometimes, and that is why often we play safe in our life. We play so safe that and it is okay to play safe. It is okay to stay in our known zone. We don't need to step out. But then there will come a point in our time, in our life, where we do want to step out, and we do want to enter into that unknown zone. And what we will do is, if we do choose to step out, we will go slowly. And this is what I had done back in 2021, when actually I wanted to do a live videos, but what I ended up doing was take a midway out, and that was to do one video every single day, upload it and record it, upload it, because there was a lot of fear involved. I had to prepare. I had taken up this challenge back then, even abruptly. So what I'm trying to tell you is that their fear will be there once we choose to step out in whatever aspect of our life. We will slowly step out. We will be not going completely, but a midway. Midway is also, I would say, a win in itself, because you've at least stretched your known zone, into something bigger. And that is when finally, after 2 years, I realized, if I've been walking upon this path. Hi, Avni, thank you for joining. If I will just quickly recap to Avni, that it's day 2 of do one thing you fear every day for 1 week challenge. Our aim with this is to pick up one thing we fear and then do it every day for the next 7 days, and then find out where we are, with our fear, if the fear is still there. So that's the challenge we pick up. For me, I have picked up the fear of InstaLives. So coming back to where we were, deep down, I knew after 3 years of starting this Instagram account, I knew I wanted to level this up and start going online irrespective the live part, because I had played safe enough, and it was time to just have trust and faith that if I'm venturing out, I have enough courage. It is okay if I make mistakes. It is okay this is a personal growth journey after all. I will learn along the way. So what I would try to say is that sometimes I realized, sometimes it is best that we start doing this. Yes, Ankush, thank you for joining me. I will upload this later on if you have to. Thank you very much for joining. So sometimes it is best when we do things abruptly, meaning we don't give ourselves enough time, except for how we are going to make this work now, and that's all the time we give ourselves, because otherwise what would happen is we give ourselves enough time to back out. We are still thinking of doing it instead of just doing it, So even though I'm not a big fan of it, because I love all the prep work. Hi Kuldhumi, thank you for joining. Hi Vikas, thank you for joining. This is day 2 of do one thing you fear every day for 1 week challenge. Courage makes you stronger. So what I would say is, guys, pick up something and join me on this quest, on this challenge. By the end of this video, by the end of this topic, I'm gonna ask you, Vikas and Kuldhumi and everybody, what's that one fear you're gonna join me? So I've been talking about all the fears, what I've had, and in case you've missed out, I'm gonna upload this later on, post it. So I'm not gonna take much time. I'm gonna continue where I was. So sometimes it is best to start doing things abruptly in life and not give ourselves enough time to back out, and instead Just give us enough time that now how are we going to make this work? And we have no choice but to make it work, and that's the challenge in itself. And even though I'm not a big fan, because I do love to do all the prep work and prepare in advance, I realize that somewhere along the line, this gives us enough time to back out. And what would happen is we start thinking, overthinking, and then we never start doing it. So this is where all this overthinking this fear will kick in, and what will happen is we will start feeling weak. Because that's how we never even start doing a lot of things that we do want to start in life. And that is where comes in courage. Courage makes us stronger. Courage energizes us, because courage will despite doing it, despite fear being on the side, we will do this, because what will happen is, with courage, it will bring with it conviction, confidence in our own self to do this anyhow, and that is when we will see that tables turn in life. For example, I was giving an example before. With fear, the self-talk would be, oh my God, what would nobody, as an example, what if nobody shows up and I'm talking alone? Now with courage, the self-talk would be different. The courage would speak something like, what if a lot of people join? What if a lot of people start viewing and are interested in what I have to say? Now what? So that's a different ball game. And so check in your life, particularly, what fears do you have? What fear of the unknown do you have? What fears have kept you playing safely in your life? And how can you gather enough courage to at least come out of it and come at least midway at first, if not all the way, and then slowly enter this unknown zone, this unknown territory of whatever aspect of your life. Just challenge yourself enough to step out at least midway. And so what is this one thing that is stopping you from entering the unknown? What is this one thing which is keeping you where you are in your life, holding you right where you are in life? And it can be in any aspect of our life, because let us remember this. If we don't do this now, if we don't do this, at the end of it, sometimes I wonder, what have we to lose except for our fears, So I think that's about it for today. I've been on for a long time. I thank you all for joining me today, supporting me on this day 2 of Do One Thing You Fear Every Day for 1 week challenge. Courage makes you stronger. Because remember, it is courage that will make us stronger. And I invite you, really, try this, find out for yourself, try this, do this for yourself and find out for yourself. Because, if you never start, you will never find out where this leads you. And this can be anything in life. So, guys, if you have something to say, if for those who joined me later, if you have any fears that you want to tackle and join me on this 7-day challenge, it's never too late. Vikas, Kuldhumi, anybody, you would want to say something? Please do so. And if not, that I'm gonna come up tomorrow again with yet another topic on day 3 of this InstaLive challenge. Same place, same time. And I thank you very much for all your support and your presence. It really, really encourages me a lot to do this. And yeah, I hope you could take something valuable from this talk today. If not, I will come back tomorrow. Yeah, thank you. Bye.